Box openings are always so much fun, and especially when those boxes are massive. Today I have four more massive boxes from all over the world. I've got one from Europe, two from Japan, and one from the US to open, all filled with goods that I have been ordering for sometimes several months that have all been put together and consolidated and then sent back to me. So there are so many things to open. I don't necessarily remember exactly what they are. I only remember that I thought they were something I would love when I saw them online. And so it is awesome to rediscover them when they finally arrive. This big box is from the US, from the shipping consolidator that I use there. It's almost square and it is really heavy. This company does pack the items pretty tightly in there so that, it is kind of bursting with dolls. It's hard to even get the whole box in the shot as I open it up. Bubble wrap on the top protecting them, and these first items are some lovely Delilah Noir sets. So this is a really hard to find outfit. There are actually only 2 outfit sets ever released for Delilah Noir. Otherwise you had to buy her, as a complete doll, and this is one of them. And it comes with a wig and an adorable little rabbit. It's really cute. Along with that, there is a Delilah Noir doll from the same seller. She's called Lady Onyx. She's a really beautiful doll. I absolutely love the face of Delilah Noir, and I did do a video about Delilah quite a while ago now. So if you want to know a little bit more about this doll, I'll put a link to that video. This doll is very gothic in feel, and one of the things I really appreciated about the Delilah Noir line was that it was sort of, I guess it was influenced by, Ellen Wilde and Evangeline Ghastly and going for this gothic feel, but along with a very beautiful doll, beautiful aesthetic. So this doll is complete. She's never removed from her box. She has a really cool top hat, and she comes with these really nice decorative boots that look to be in absolutely mint condition, which is really nice because that is so uncommon with these leather type shoes. Delilah Noir has more of the proportions of a BJD than, a traditional fashion doll, with a larger head and larger feet. And again, that's one of the things that makes her quite appealing. That, she sort of straddles the line between a fashion doll and a BJD. Next doll in here is another BJD, and this one I found on an eBay listing. The person didn't know who she was, and so she wasn't titled very well, but I was pretty sure that she was a Goodrow BJD. She's an American resin doll who comes with a really fun, fancy outfits, and I thought this one was a really good price and really cute. I especially love her wig, which is fun. It's got these flowers in it, and her dress it reminds me of a kind of like a Juliet dress, so they're quite historic. Next one here, I have 2 of these. They came from the same seller. This is the Country Crissy doll. She is a vintage Crissy, but one of the later releases where they used the velvet face mold to redo as Crissy. These ones are new in their boxes. She does have a little rub on her nose, but that will come off very easily. She's just a really cute doll in her outfit, and I love that she comes in her original box. And so from that seller I did get both this one here and the African American version. I think the way they've been packed is what's pushed their noses against something, because this one is the same. I was aware when I ordered this Crissy that she had a little bit of damage. It's probably a bit worse than I was expecting. It's disappointing. I guess that's my fault with the listing. She's still a pretty doll. Like, she comes with her box with all her accessories, and I think that that's lovely, but I will have to try to figure out a way, maybe that's a new project for me, to repair scratches on the face. This Stilettos Out box is going to contain beautiful Poppy Parker. Now this is a special doll because I obviously did not get to the Stilettos Out convention because it was in America. This is Swiss Misbehave Poppy. She's one of the really popular ones. I loved her hairstyle because it reminds me of Princess Leia, and we're big Star Wars fans here. And so, yeah, I thought that was really fun. Now, I didn't get to the convention, but through the W Club lottery, I was able to, I didn't win this doll. I won the Victoire Muse doll. I didn't win any of the others, but I did a trade because although I loved Muse, I didn't know if she would be the right doll in my collection. So I did a trade with someone who was looking for Muse and wanted to give up their Swiss Misbehave puppy. So I thought that was a pretty cool doll to have finished up with. She comes with a really beautiful silver outfit and she's got her accessory tray there. And Poppy Parker is one of my absolute favourite dolls in the world. Now I've got 2 boxes from the VDC here. I know that one of them is a recent release for the Grace doll, whereas the other one I think is actually a box from maybe last year that didn't make it to me and got returned. So this one is the Christmas box. So in here, so these dolls fit any Robert Tonner doll with the ITB 101 body. This is the Christmas set, which comes with a lovely tartan dress, a red, I'm not sure whether to call it a jacket or not, but a red fur-lined over piece. I didn't realise it had gloves, fingered gloves. I'm not sure about the fingered gloves for dolls this size. They are just really hard to get on. They are fun though. And these earrings are super cute. They can be worn by a person or by a doll. I'm definitely going to be putting them on a doll. I think they're lovely. And it's also got the underskirt, which is going to give it some volume. That's a really nice set. I think it's beautiful work with that one. And I appreciate that we don't have lots of like little knick-knack extras in this box. It's the clothing I'm getting. And so that's what I want to see in the box. The other one, I really have no idea what to expect in this one because, as I say, Rachel told me that a box was returned. She thought it was one of the recent boxes, but I knew they had all arrived, but that I was actually missing a couple from last year. And so I really don't know which one it is. So this is the Cinderella set. And I'm really glad to have this one because it is a beautiful set. I think it's probably one of my favourites. I love that it comes with like glass slipper shoes. They are adorable. They've got little hearts imprinted on them and clear plastic fronts, so they really look a little bit like that glass slipper. In terms of knickknacks that come, ribbons are always useful, so I really like getting things like that. Pumpkin is cute, really reminiscent of the Cinderella story. We've got a wand. That's fun because I think, again, either the doll or a person can hold that. And I love ones that come with these sets that are for the dolls. Got, their normal little accessories, some stickers and stuff like that. I'm always a bit dubious about food that comes with these packages. It's probably not what I would choose, and I would rather stuff didn't get sent to Australia with food in it, because if you are Australian, you know what I mean about our quarantine rules here. They're very strict, and I don't want that to stop something arriving for me. Just one last item in the box. It's a special one. So this one didn't come from the VDC, but it obviously is a Grace doll. This is London Society. Now, if you are a follower of Grace, you will know that London Society is the first ever Grace to be released. She's very sought after and hard to find. She sells for a lot of money. I did still pay a lot of money for this doll. I found her on a Goodwill site, and I just hoped that not as many people realised that she was, quite as special as she was. And I had to bid up hundreds of dollars. It's not a cheap doll, but nonetheless, I think I got a really good deal for what she is, because she is complete. Can see she is in as new condition in her box. Beautiful face there. And yeah, I'm just really happy with this doll. She's such a special one to find. She is probably, the rarest of all the Grace dolls, and so what a beauty. This is the first box from Japan. They're generally the same size because this is a particular service that ships the box by sea mail. It's quite reasonably priced, but of course it does take a long time for them to arrive. I expect around 2 to 3 months for each box, but you know, it really helps with the cost. So I've got about 4 or 5 different items in here. First one I can see is a nice Barbie. They always put this sort of tight wrap on the dolls inside the box, which helps to keep them steady and stops them from, you know, breaking without using too much bubble wrap. It's not a bad solution. It generally works. I absolutely love the reproduction and the retro Barbies. They are my favourites. This one is Groovy 60s and she has an absolutely awesome outfit with these cool white boots, this fur jacket, mini dress and hat. Now, an unfortunate thing about these dolls is that the faux leather really does degrade significantly over time, and unfortunately I can see that on all of these. I did know that when I bought her, but it still looks sort of a pity to see it. We can see the hat and the boots have, you know, just starting to disintegrate. They still look nice. She's still a pretty display doll and I absolutely love the style. Cut everything apart to get the next items out. And I can see that this one is a Robert Tonner doll. I think it's Ashley. Bit of a mummy in here. She looks like she's inside a cocoon. You can see that we've got all of her extras in the little pouches. She's really well wrapped. So we've got a purse in here, her shoes and her stand. And then the main doll, yeah, in her cocoon. So here we have beautiful Ashley. She is one of the hardest to find Tonner sculpts because she was an exclusive for just one store, and so she was always produced in quite limited quantity and only available from that store. This one is complete and her condition just feels fabulous. She is really, you know, solid to feel and her hair is just beautiful and smooth. If we open her jacket, we can see a cute little dress underneath, really body form fitting and beautiful on her and just goes with her black hair. I absolutely love her face. She's so beautiful. The only sort of downside to this doll is that she is an earlier one. She doesn't have bending wrists, but she is still a really lovely doll and really hard to find. This one is still in its own individual box. Maybe because of the size, it was just easier for them to pack it like this. And I've got another Robert Tonner doll in her special cocoon here. I can see the Sydney face. She's got what looks like a custom dress with a rose pattern. It's definitely a pretty dress, and I would say it is homemade, but quite nicely made. It's got double layer. It's got these roses here and a shaped bodice. She has a really nice face. The Sydney face is actually one of my favourites. It is common, so it's kind of hard to remember that it's so beautiful, but it is lovely. And this is, of course, the face that's been used for the more recent Grace Fitzpatrick dolls. The reason that I really was interested in this doll is because she has the upgraded bending wrist body, which is always quite sought after. And yeah, she is a very pretty doll. I like her hair. Because she has the pink ribbon, if that's original, that might mean that she's the blush and bashful Sydney, who was released with a hair ribbon, and that she's been redressed. Inside I've got 2 more big boxes. Now from memory, these ones came in a lot, and I didn't know heaps about these 2, but it just, you know, it was a nice lot with lots of good things in there, and I always love 16-inch dolls, whatever they are. So this is a Lifestyles King State doll. I'm definitely not an expert on the King State dolls, but I have seen a couple before. They're nice 16-inch dolls, generally not as popular and not considered as high quality as some of the others like Jean Marshall and Tonner Tyler. But they're nonetheless cute, and they can swap fashions as well with them. And this one's got a really nice denim outfit. Not sure, yeah, there are nice little black pumps in there as well. So those alone are pretty good. You can also see her certificate of authenticity showing that she's number 17 Marissa Blue Denim. The last doll, I can see the outside of the box shows that she is Lady Luminous. This is a super cool doll. I've had a few of them before. She is not posable at all. She's made by Takara, and she's about 17 inches high. She's pretty similar, in fact, to the RTB 101 body from Robert Tonner. But she's not posable except that her arms move. But she was made to be more like a mannequin. So to show clothing, dress beautifully, and just look stunning. And she has an incredibly realistic face and came with this beautiful clothing. She's a kind of unique doll in the way her stand works, that she actually has holes in her feet and they have these long metal rods that go up her legs. It's kind of weird, but it is effective and she stands well. This doll is really beautiful. And yeah, I don't have any other Lady Luminous at the moment, so it's lovely to see her. She's in excellent condition. Now that's everything in this box, so let's get the next one. This shipment was split into 2 boxes because there were quite a lot, but it is the same order. Same thing on the inside. We've got all these dolls wrapped in plastic wrap to hold them together, stop them bouncing around. This one I can see is 2 smaller boxes. They're going to be, around 12-inch side. I have a feeling, just from memory, that this was Sindy dolls. Get through one layer and there is another layer of bubble wrap to go, and I can see they're not both Sindy dolls, they are both Airline dolls. This one actually looks to be the Mary Quant Amy sculpt doll, so she's the 8-inch tall doll, and she was also released as stewardess dolls. They're kind of, I guess, lower quality than the standard ones, but nonetheless really cute. And actually this one has a gorgeous, lined and really well made outfit, and her hat is a really cute sort of shaped felt hat. I think that's adorable. And the other is indeed a stewardess Sindy doll. She is one of the newer sculpt Sindys who isn't as desirable, but she's nonetheless a cute doll. Sindy, British Airways. We can see again she has a really impeccable outfit. I absolutely love this tiny detail. We can see on her jacket that she's wearing a little Sindy name tag. How cute is that? And then she's got her face. Yeah, it's a newer face, but she's nonetheless a pretty doll. And I also like the little icon logo on her hat that you can see there. It's really nicely done. Going further into the box, we've got some bigger dolls. These are obviously 16-inch fashion dolls, mostly from Japan. These are Robert Tonner dolls, because that's, there are quite a few of them there. This one looks to be Brenda Starr, Maharaja's Ball, one of my favourite Brendas. She has the classic red hair that Brenda Starr comes with. What I love about this doll is her fashion, which is a sort of modern take on a sari. It is a really beautiful orange embroidered silk, and she also has these really nice shoes that go with it. Her hair has a side swept curl design, which is really pretty on her, and it's got a flower in it to keep it in place. She is such a lovely doll. She is one of the earlier dolls who doesn't have bending wrists, but nonetheless she is a favourite. The second Robert Tonner doll in there is an even more desirable one. You can see her now. She is Halle Berry as Catwoman. She's got her stand. I can see she's got her mask here. She looks to be complete, and the leather of her outfit even looks to be in very good condition, which obviously with this kind of doll is one of the difficult things. One thing I like about this doll is her cropped hair, which is not only short, but it's got this really cool pattern in it, this colour that, goes with her cat theme. Can see a tiny bit of flaking from the leather on her arms, but I don't see any flaws to the leather itself. She's got these really cool glove hands, and she's got like stiletto heel cutout boots. She is such an awesome doll. I love this belt that has a rope on it. She's got chain features. It is just really, really awesome design. Two more dolls in the box. These ones are in boxes, and they are both Robert Tonner dolls. This is a Chicago box, and this one is an Alice in Wonderland box, which is the size of Marley Wentworth doll. It says Classic Alice on the bottom, and it absolutely is. These Marley size dolls are really sought after these days. They are just very hard to find, and it's a very popular size, especially since the VDC put out the Anne doll, who's in the same size. Personally, I really love the face of the Alice doll. It is my favourite of all of the 12-inch child dolls from Robert Tonner. This one has gorgeous rolled fringe design. She does appear to have been removed from her box before because the ribbon ties are not, where I would expect to see them. But other than that, she appears to be complete. She has an adorable little Alice themed dress. Everything is just super cute on this doll and super well finished, as you would expect from any Robert Tonner doll. I love this cutout embroidery in the skirt. It is so beautiful, and the collar with the trim around the edge just adds that extra touch. What a gorgeous doll. Okay, the Chicago Tonner box says Mama Morton on the bottom. I've never had Mama Morton before. She is one of the plus size dolls from the Tonner line, and she's the only one from Chicago who was plus size. She is an African American doll with a stunning gold gown with embroidery and beading around the top. Wow, it's wonderful to see a doll I've never seen before in the flesh. Her face is really pretty. I think it's a unique face sculpt for this doll, which kind of makes her even more special. And she's got an absolutely gorgeous hairstyle with this curled fringe that is so lovely. There's so much beading to her gown as well. I can see this draped beading down here, which is going to hang down when she's out and just make it extra special. The Chicago dolls, of course, are themed to the 1920s, and that special performance show stopping from the 1920s. She's got adorable shoes that match everything. She's got some extra jewellery here. She's got lots of jewellery. She's got a purse up the top beside her. What a gorgeous doll. Oh wow, I also just spotted her fan, which really opens, and it has feathers on the end. She's a stunner. That's everything in these boxes from Japan. I'm super happy with these dolls, and I still have a box from France to open. This last box comes from the consolidation service that I use in France that collects boxes from, well, most countries across Europe. Not quite everywhere, but it is a pretty good service in terms that, you can order in Italy or Spain or Germany, and then it all gets sent to the one place, and that saves on shipping. The box is absolutely mammoth. Probably can't see quite how big it is. I'm not sure if my hand gives scale, but it's about 1 meter across, maybe half a meter high. It is way bigger than it needs to be. And I can't even get the whole box in frame because it is so big. But the main reason for that is because this company doesn't unpack the boxes when they receive them. They just put them into a bigger box. And that does mean that the shipping will be a little bit more expensive than if they cut them down. But obviously it's got the advantage that you can get them from everywhere. So generally I don't mind. You can see as I open it up that it is full of smaller boxes and packages. So I'm going to move this giant one out of screen because I can't really see what I'm doing, and open these little ones one by one. I counted 7 boxes in there from all across Europe. Oh, this is Pippa. Now, if you're not familiar with Pippa, she is a 6-inch fashion doll, so about half the scale of Barbie, and she is really, really cute. There is an American sort of version, but an American doll called Dawn, who is very similar, by the Topper company. Pippa was made by Palatoy. She's a 1970s doll, and she is just adorable. I do like her more than the US version. just to find her face really charming and beautiful. Now this box is full of all sorts of bits and pieces, loads of little bits and bobs in there, shoes, boots, dresses. Some of them are from the American type of Dawn. I recognise this is the original Dawn dress that she would be released in, whereas these items here look mostly to be Palatoy Pippa. I recognise some of the pants as being original. I reckon that dress might be original. And from memory, oh, there are lots more in here. So a cute little jumpsuit. I know this is an original Pippa dress. I think it's called Masquerade. A few more. This is an original top for the male doll from the series. I recognise that one as an original Pippa thing. There are just so many items in here. That's Brit herself. She needs probably a bit of a resetting of her hair, but overall her condition looks not bad. You can see that her knees work. That's one of the issues with these little dolls. Her waist is clicking but isn't holding. So that's a pity, but not terrible, because I think overall she looks beautiful. Her colour is nice and her face is pretty good. And this is the male doll, her counterpart. He's the Palatoy version, who'll be called Pete. And he's wearing some nice blue jeans. So loads of fun items, and all in this case, which looks to be overall in pretty good condition. It might just need a little bit of a clean. This one is a very small parcel. I've never seen wrapping quite like this, where they have not actually put it in any outer packaging. I think it has protected what's inside. It must be something relatively small, just a very small item. This is a Topper Dawn item. Now, I have had a few of these dresses now. I keep an eye on what's available in Italy, because there were a few Topper Dawn items when the company was going out of production that went straight to Italy and never made it to the US market. And because of that, they're actually extremely rare. So this is one of the rarest Topper Dawn dresses. It is called Here Comes the Bride. This one looks to be in very nice condition. It's got a bit of folding, but one thing that happens very commonly with this dress is that it had this little hook at the back, which is metal, and over time that rusts and creates rust spots through the whole dress. And I don't see any rust spots on this one. It doesn't have any of the extras, but this dress is quite valuable in any condition, even if it's, quite TLC. The doll is, I think, Melanie, and her condition is okay. I'd say fair. She's got a bit of melting around her neck, so I don't think her head is going to be able to move. Moving from the smallest to the largest of the parcels. This one did come from Amazon France. I'm a bit of a fan of the Nancy doll from Spain, and her friend Selene really fits in. Not only am I a fan of Nancy, but I'm just a fan of anything science fiction. And Selene is actually Nancy's friend from outer space. She has like greeny blue hair, she has green eyes, and she comes with this retro silver leather outfit. This is a re-edition. You can see re-edition from 2024. Obviously everything is in Spanish because this doll is only released for the Spanish market. She's made by the Famosa company. Now I do actually have an original Selene from the 70s, but what you find with the original ones, because this doll actually has in her back, she has batteries that make her eyes light up. I think the re-edition is going to do that as well. And what you used to do is turn the medallion necklace and it would make her eyes light up or not. You're going to find out later whether that works. But the original ones, so I have one of them, but the battery, like the holder for the battery pack, just gets lost. So mine has, an open back. She is still beautiful, and actually I think that the original one had a slightly nicer hair color, but I liked that this one was kind of the same but different. She is one of my favorite of the Nancy dolls anyway. She has a different face sculpt, whereas all the basic Nancy's have the same face, and I have done some videos about Nancy, so you may have seen her even if you're not someone who's really familiar with Nancy. She is a sort of semi-child bodied doll. She is generally considered to be 16 inches tall, so about the same height as, you know, a Tyler or Jean doll, but with more of a childlike figure. She is just a really pretty, fun doll, and I love that it's a re-edition of one that I already had. This one is a really interesting package. I'm pretty sure I know what's in here. It's flat, it's like magazine shaped. Now, I spotted through social media that there was one of these like collectible book series that comes with clothing that was based on original vintage Barbies. And it's very, very hard to get overseas. So these are never released outside of kind of Spain and Italy. Just occasionally France gets them, which always excites me because then they're going to be in French. Whereas if I get them from Spain, they're of course in Spanish. But these are probably never going to be released outside of Spain and Italy. They are for the Barbie 65th anniversary. And they come each with a sort of magazine, which we can see at the back, that, you know, highlights the inspiration of the dress, and the dress, which is totally inspired on vintage fashion. So this one I think is inspired by Solo in the Spotlight, and this one is inspired by the Enchanted Evening gown. They're each, you know, like a new, like a reimagining of the gown in a different sense, and I think they're going to be really fun to put on and to explore. And you can see on the back here some others. So these are the two that I have received in this pack, and I think this is probably going to be the next one, and there's a whole series of them, but like 40 of the fashions to come. I don't know if I'll get them all or not, because they're not, the first two are fairly cheap, the others, you know, start to cost a bit more, but I just think it's a really fun idea and you can't get them anywhere else. This one is a pretty small envelope. I suspect, just going over the size and what's left, that this is some Integrity Toys, like Poppy Parker clothing that I ordered from Italy. Just a little pouch, but we've got some awesome Poppy clothing in here. So basically it's like two sets. We've got the Pretty in Polynesia set here, and I can't remember off the top of my head what this one was called. We've got some shoes that go with it. This jacket is with the Polynesia set. I think that will go with this outfit, and the bag. So really nice condition, fun items. This one I know is quite hard to find, and it looks really cute on. This box says Planeta de Agostini on the side, and so I know exactly what it is. It is my other Spanish subscription. So Spain and Italy do these subscription things, which are a bit different. We don't get them here or even in America. This one is for Nancy, who's the Selene doll, and these ones are based on different fun fashions from different eras. So it's called Años, I don't know the words in Spanish, for 60s, 70s, 80s. So fashions that come from the 60s, 70s and 80s. And here I've got two. Often you get three. I thought there would be three in the set. Of the two, I probably think I really like this one. It looks like a really pretty fashion. It's all white and it's got a few different pieces and that fun belt with studs in it. This one a little bit less my thing. It's based on a sort of country style outfit. And we can see on the back just a nice larger image of what they look like. Again, these are not cheap, but they're not expensive either. They're just really hard to get over because, of course, you have to order them with a Spanish address and then find a way to get them from Spain to Australia. Now, again, I don't speak Spanish, but I know enough French to understand the letter that came with the pack. Temporalmente sin stock will mean temporarily out of stock, and una de las entregas, of one of the entries incluidas en este paquete, which should be included in this packet. I was right, there should have been three fashions in this set, but they are temporarily out of stock on the third one. I'm sure it will be coming. The very last box in this delivery is another really quite large one. So I remember ordering these ones. It was from someone on eBay in Italy, and I spotted this beautiful forest Frolic Tonna doll who has the athletic body, which is really quite hard to find. She has a beautiful outfit inspired by Red Riding Hood, but obviously, yeah, a sort of modern take. And I purchased her, and then the seller contacted me and said, actually, I've got another one. If you're interested, would you like it? And so that's the second doll in here, and I said yes, I would, depending on the cost, and we arranged a cost I was happy with, and I got this lovely Deanna Denton poolside at the same time. So it's really nice of the seller to contact me about that. They both have the athletic body. They're not in mint condition. I can see a little sort of split in the leg here, but it doesn't seem to be affecting her posing, and at the price I got them at, I don't really mind. And she has just this gorgeous hairstyle, this Deanna. This one is, like, I would call the hairstyle, the doll's not mint, but her hairstyle is absolutely mint. Look at those beautiful curls. And again, the athletic body, just really sought after. And I think this one, she's a basic doll, but her swimsuit is so cute. It's just adorable. As with all Tonna shoes, these ones are not in the best condition. That's just what happens to all Tonna shoes. So I can see that some of these are missing heels. Two really beautiful Tonna dolls, and yeah, so fun.